marketing services. This has also coincided with a period where the internet has boomed and people have got, spoiled for free information, even if they're not always, that information is not always credible. All of this has impacted the economics of traditional media organizations. Their financial oxygen is getting squeezed. This has obviously made them that much more, they become that much more, they desperately need money from wherever it's coming from. So the government typically tends to advertise in the run-up to the election. The government says good things about all the things it's done over the last 10 years, and political parties spend. Some of it legitimately, some of it under the table in a clandestine manner. So the point is, yes, to say that he who pays the piper calls the tune is a no-brainer.
Exactly.
So it's hardly a surprise that this is happening. And on top of that, today what you find is that some of the biggest industrialists in this country, some of the richest men in this country, they are themselves
owners
or financiers or have invested hugely in media organizations. I mean, whether it be Mr. Mukesh Ambani, Mr. Kumar Mangal Birla, Mr. Abhay Oswal, and not only industrialists, there are individuals who are affiliated with political parties. They have distinct political affiliation who have heavily invested in the media. So all of this makes, the good thing is that people are not fools. That's the good thing. You can't fool all the people all the time. You can fool all the people some of the time, some of the people all the time, but not all the people all the time. And I'll give you an example. The DMK used to distribute goodies, including color televisions.
Right.
But the people, many of the people who took those color television ended up watching Jaya TV on it. So that's the good part of the story.
Vipul, one of the arguments today also we have a reaction to Kejriwal's statement from the Broadcasters Editors Association, saying that the television channels are being fair, they're only reflecting the popular mood, and this kind of criticism is not done. Would you agree with that? That there is that. If we are not going to generalize, there is certain evidence of a popular mood being reflected on in the media?
No, I think media, in all fairness, Indian media has had a very glorious past, and it is not a sold out media in that sense. It is only that its present is very dismal, and there is a decline of quality journalism which is right in front of us, and as Parunja said, there is also increased awareness about these things. So I mean, these people, any association of, be that Editors Guild or the Broadcasters Association of India, etc., they cannot defend the indefensible, and that is, there is paid news happening in this country. The media is willingly obfuscating the real issues. You see, if you say what is the mood of the country, I think there is a mood of the country for change. There is an anti-corruption move in the country. I mean, at times you can't put your finger on what is the reason for this corruption, but you know that this corruption is symptomatic of what is wrong in the country. Sometimes it is about policy, sometimes it is about bribes, sometimes it is about structural flaws in the system. So, the mood of the country today is for change, mood is of anger. So I think media should be reflecting that, and also media should be asking the right questions about this money. As Ravi said, so much money is coming. Nobody is asking who's paying for the helicopters. Sir, you are spending 6,000 crores. Please tell us, where is this money coming from? I think these are legitimate questions.
No, right. But if you're saying that there is that the media is reflecting the popular mood against the popular mood, the anger against corruption and things like that, do you think the Aam Aadmi Party is overreacting when it is accusing the media of not being fair to them?
I don't know. I think maybe they could be overreacting probably, but the fact is that they are being blanked out very often, and also they are also being given negative publicity, and there are certain types of people who are, it's like media showing as a foregone conclusion that perhaps there is a Modi Leher, which probably is questionable proposition right now. I mean, I'm nobody to say this, but at the same time, nobody else is in a position to say that so and so has already won. So I think if media is taking that kind of positions, then at least the rival political parties should take a position, and that is the strength of our plural democracy.
Okay, yes.
One small point I want to add to, I not only endorse everything that Vipul has said so far, I want to add one point. If indeed there is anger and outrage among large sections of the population against corruption, then I suppose some of that outrage is also against corruption in the media. What the representative of the Aam Aadmi Party said, we've talked about the nexus between business and politics, but as the Radia conversations have revealed, the media is also a part of this nexus.
Right.
And a section of the media or a section of the bureaucracy is part of the nexus. So if we want to weaken this nexus, this criminal nexus between sections of business, sections of politics, sections of criminals, then we also have to take a position against corruption within the media, especially the institutionalized forms of corruption.
Right, Ravi Mohan, the issue is, we are seeing a whole lot of opinion polls going around, and we have had this sting operation in which some of the opinion poll agencies have been exposed also. But the opinion polls continue to show that there is a certain trend happening in favor of a particular party. I mean, how do we, the problem seems to be that the Aam Aadmi Party doesn't want to accept it, and because one of the reasons why they are saying that the media is sold out is because they are showing these opinion polls. How do we approach this?
I think in this country, I told you, I just came last year, and I can see very clearly that the fourth estate is not doing its duty. Whenever politicians make claims, it is media's job to go and check and show us what is the truth. Media is not doing that.
What about the opinion polls?
Opinion polls are paid. The sting operation, they did 11 companies were shown to be getting money.
Right.
So they may be trend, but I don't think it's so big a trend. I think it will be a hung parliament. I don't think so. BJP is going to get 270.
Let us not speculate on that. But the issue is about how do we take this because major television channels, major television anchors are sticking their neck out when they say this kind of thing. Paranjay, we need to at least respect the fact that they are all. We cannot just generalize that everybody is sold out or paid.
See, whether it be political parties or the election commission, they said, okay, we don't want opinion polls. So certainly not in the run-up to the election. Now, those who conduct opinion polls, their viewpoint is this is against freedom of expression. Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution of India, which guarantees freedom of expression, is the fundamental right. Somewhere along the line, I think there's a balance that's required. I think it should be made mandatory disclosures, in terms of who is funding these opinion polls. And it's not just the sample size and not just, how the sample has been stratified. I think at some point of time, maybe we need to have greater clarity and transparency on the manner in which these opinion polls are funded.
Yes, very quickly.
Yeah, I agree with that, because there should be a mandatory regulation of that, and I don't think so we should have elections before the elections. When the elections happen.
Okay. Saurabh, very quick last words to you. Do you think that this attack on the media which you people are indulging in, is it electorally, do you think that it is going to be electorally beneficial to you, and that is why you are indulging in this?
No, going by the fact, if we are accusing media, I am sure there will be a lot of section of media will not take it in negative reactions against us. They may black out our party for some time, and we are ready to face it, but we cannot compromise on our basic principles.
Okay.
The truth is that there is a large section of media that is biased.
Okay. Vipul, very quickly.
I think I see a lot of dirty tricks going around, Girish. You can also see, there's a carpet bombing on the social media. You utter a word against a certain gentleman and suddenly everybody attacks you. I'm not saying other parties, all parties are doing it. I'm sure Congress is also doing it. But the way you hire people just to do flack, attack.
Okay.
I think on the social media, this is almost like hijacking of a whole medium.
Okay, I think on that note, we need to end. Is the media sold out? No, certainly none of the panelists say that, it is we can say that in terms of, a sweeping generalization, but there are serious concerns about how the media is functioning. Though we will wait and see whether what they are saying really reflects the nation's mood. We'll have to wait till the elections are over. But as far as issues are concerned, these issues are concerned, that we need to be more careful about the way the media has been behaving. So that is something which the Aam Aadmi Party may be having a point there when it expresses concerns about the media. Thanks to all my guests, Saurabh, Vipul Mudgal, Ravi Mohan Khanna and Paranjoy Guha Thakurta. Please keep